Hi, today we're going to do a review on the Canon EOS Rebel SL1. Right now I've got my lens. It's the 50mm. This is my smallest lens. So I have telephoto zooms, I've got, all the works, and you can strap them onto this camera. And although, with a larger lens, it feels a lot heavier, it is still such a camera compared to some of the larger Canon cameras, like the Canon EOS 5D Mark III or the Canon EOS 1DX or EOS 1D Mark II or, one of those cameras. But it's such a light camera and so easy because you can just strap it around your neck with its little strap here. You can take it anywhere you want. You can go to the store, for food pictures. You can go to anywhere. It's, if you're going for a hike, it's just the best camera. Good for sports, too. I took this to the Deutsche Bank Championship PGA Tour. It was so light with this lens. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even feel it. And it's such a cool camera too because of the functions it has. It's got the professional manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, and program. But then you've got, of course, Creative Auto. But you've got flash for when you're an amateur. It's got other things. If you could see that right there, there's another Creative Auto. Here we've got portrait mode, landscape, macro, sports, and scene mode. And these are all for amateurs who don't know what they're doing. And it's a really cool setup. And then you've got, of course, your hot shoe, which is, of course, all DSLRs have that. So you can strap anything from, Rode boom mics or whatever to, flash. It could fit, as you could tell, red dot is EF and white is EFS, so it can fit EF or EFS lenses. And its frames per second, its FPS is spectacular for this, for the size. It's got really fast 4 FPS, so pretty cool. Unlike the big EOS 1DX, you do get some things for the size. You got 10 frames per second, but this has really good video. It's got 1080p. HD, 1080 progressive, not interlaced. It's got various shooting functions. You could change its, goes from 24 FPS on up to 60, I think. So it's not universal, though, sadly. Note to users. Okay, first of all, I'll never do what I'm doing now. You can see that my sensor is sadly an APS-C sensor. APS-C. Meaning it's small and compact. It's 18 megapixels, but with like a 50 millimeter lens prime, what normally a full frame sensor would look like. What your eye sees, you're going to get about an 80 to 90 millimeter effective crop. So that's one downside, unless of course you want that. But if you're really wanting what your eyes see, I don't know what you'd go for. Maybe 24 millimeter. Would be your best bet. Next up here, our manual, I could show you what we have for our aperture. Our aperture is simply spectacular. As you can see, our aperture on this lens can go down to f1.8. Goes high as f22. Of course, that's just the lens. Our ISO is awesome. We have a high of 25,600 and a low of 100. Or auto, which can set you up as high as, I believe, 6,400. Then you've got your shutter speed, which of course goes up to 400 and down to bulb. Good for night shots, like stars. Okay. Then you've got your flash exposure, darker or brighter. You got you could do your image quality. You can go from raw. So it's got a bunch of things here. You've got your scenes. You could do auto, standard, portrait, landscape, neutral, and so on. Let's go to video mode. Let's see, it's going to be blurred here. You could change. I'm at 25 frames per second, but you can go as high up as 60. Let's change our aperture here. Taking a little less light. ISO is a little high. on something like this. I don't know if we could. Not a little too close, but. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our video.